Good, beautiful morning, and welcome to the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. I have with me the energy of a person I call Master Jesus. A lot of people just refer to him as Jesus or Yeshua, but I refer to him, generally speaking, as Master Jesus, who wanted to share his inspiration and insight on the idea of the eye of the storm, that you have to become the eye of the storm. We're going to get into that shortly. I want to give a shout out to my patrons. I'm looking forward to our meeting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 21st of this month, just 2 days from now. That'll be this Wednesday evening. Patrons, be ready, because you're going to go through, again, an awakening and a healing process that I'm going to be bringing a number of my guardian angels and a couple of ascended masters with me to join us in this process of further ascension and awakening. We're at a very unique time, all of us. You may be personally facing some really big challenges and difficulties in your life right now. And it's important you understand this concept of the eye of the storm. It's what you must become. You must become the eye of the storm. And what exactly, you might ask, does that mean? It means that when there are things going on within you and around you that are not pleasant or disturbing or distracting, that you are undisturbed and unmoved by them. In being the eye of the storm, nothing can shake you away from your center, away from the place within you where you dwell at the heart of peace. No fear, no sorrow, no anger, no judgment, nothing can harm you or interfere with your peace. You can be aware that there is a storm, but you are the eye of the storm. He literally means like I, you, as in you. You are the eye of the storm. You are the one that is not the confusion, the frustration, the upset, the distraction, the disturbances that you are being bombarded with in this world today. You must remember that you are the eye of the storm. You can observe many things occurring around you and within you, as much has been placed into your consciousness so as to distract you and keep you afraid. And yet, the very nature of your self is that you are not the fear. You are not the distraction. You are not the disturbances. You are not of this world in the true sense of the world. You are simply here, being in this world. It does not have to take a great deal of effort to learn to make the distinction between yourself and everything else. It is easy to observe from the perspective of the world. You can look at a tree or a bird or a person and recognize they are not you. You observe them. And the same fundamental principle applies to emotions and thoughts, noises and sensations, that you are not them. When you recognize that you are not them, you are not caught up in the subterfuge of emotion. You're not bound by the past or the fears of the future if you recognize that you are the eye of the storm. You can get caught up in thoughts and get lost in this storm. You can get caught up in emotions and be lost in emotions. You can get caught up with the crowd and the distractions and the fears. but not if you know that you are the eye of the storm. What I came to simply say is that you are that which you are seeking. You are the peace. You are the joy. You are right next to God's grace. In fact, you are part of it. And there's nothing in this world greater than what you are as the eye of the storm. It can be very difficult to sit in the center, for sometimes there will be a great wind of emotion, waves of thoughts disturbing and distracting you. And your only function then is to remain still, as if watching the storm from a protected space, that you can observe the thoughts, the disturbances, the distractions, and not find yourself sinking into them, not find yourself lost again in this world. You are the eye of the storm. And that was said to you, that you could say to the storm, be still, and it would become still. Once you know that you are the eye, then nothing can disturb you. Neither fear nor foe can disturb you ever again. If you know that you are simply in this world to learn this, and that you will ultimately return home on your good grace, for there are acts and there are thoughts and there are things that you can participate in that will keep you trapped in the storm, in the fight for this and that, in desire. Yes, that can keep you here for many lifetimes. And when you become the eye of the storm, you begin to break free of that whirlwind of confusion and uncertainty around you. And you can observe the world undisturbed and go through it peacefully. It is far more difficult to do this when you're in the larger cities and other spaces where there's far more distractiveness than there is in the cathedral of a forest. You in the moment of your observational awareness, where you recognize, oh, those thoughts are not who I am. Those emotions are not who I am. Those disturbances and the noises and the actions of others are not who I am. They're not who I am. You realize that. You are a manifestation of something very different than this world has convinced you that you are. Many of you believe that you are simply what you have been told to believe you are. And yet even your beliefs will be transitory, changing all of the time. You can believe one thing one day and another thing the next day. And yet the consistency in what you are is eternal. You can sit in quiet repose and watch your mind and watch the world around you. And I'm not saying to just simply sit passively, but to recognize that you can have a different role of influence in this world from the center of your being than you can from the periphery of it. That is, from the beliefs, the ideas, the perceptions you've been given to accept as being exclusively what you are. Many of you believe that you are your thoughts, and you are the fears, and you are the anxiety, you are the diseases. You believe you are these things. You are not these things. But these are things that you believe, and therefore what you believe, so it shall be. It is not complex to spend a little bit of time each day, and even a little bit more time each day, to sit and be still and keep your mind still. Keep your senses still. Stay present in the moment. Watch the storm all around you. And as you do this, simply observe the thoughts, observe the sounds without getting caught up with them, and you begin to realize, I am the peace that I am seeking. That literally eternal peace, eternal happiness is within you. In this world, things will change and change and change again. That is the nature of this world. And to be able to go through change and remain at peace, to remain content, to remain in your goodness is the great journey here. You do not need to be fighting with yourself anymore. If you understand that it is only the mind that wants to fight or argue with you. It's not you that is arguing, it is your mind arguing, and you are caught up in it. Your thoughts, your anticipations, your emotions, and you find yourself lost in them. When you say, I'm lost, I do not know what to do with my life, it is not because you are lost. It is you are lost in beliefs, in ideas, in conceptions that keep you away from the very center of yourself, the very exquisite and most beautiful center that is who you are. You go out into the storm and you engage in the storm and you are lost in it. And the moment you begin to make that distinction, the minute you begin to observationally evaluate, thoughts are not you. Distractions are not you. They're things that you can observe. Then what are you? If you can begin to remember that you are the I in the storm, you will be at peace. Though the storm may rage all around you, you will remain at peace. Because you are not the storm. You are the I of the storm. A few minutes each day to repose and observe your thoughts. Observe your emotions. Observe your memories. Observe your fears. To observe them, to recognize you by the very nature of observing them, distinguish yourself as the I that is not them. That you will have to learn to change thoughts and alter the effect of certain emotions, that you must learn to acquire an authority over them, is another step. But that step can't be taken until you recognize the first step, which is you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not the distractions. You are the I in the storm of this world. And as you allow yourself to engage in being the I, you can observe the storm and not be harmed in any way, shape, or form. This is what I've shown many how to do. That the moment you become the I, you are no longer lost in the storm. And even your most powerful storms, as a weather event, as a tempest in the skies, even the most powerful has a center point that is still and quiet and peaceful. Even great tornadoes and hurricanes have an I that sits in the center, undisturbed, in complete peace and harmony with the storm that rages around it. Such is your nature too, that your eye, when awakened and open, for the eye must be open, and you can observe the storm and the thoughts and the emotions, and at that point you are no longer the storm, but you are aware of the storm, but you cannot be subdued by it. You cannot be harmed by it. And then the second step of knowing, you can command the storm to be still. That you can say to the thoughts, to the emotions, to the world around you, be still in the clarity of your being, and you will observe very carefully and readily that the storm will yield itself to your word. But you must come to this realization. You must recognize this. You are the eye in the storm. You are the eye in the storm. Whatever your situation or circumstance, the moment you remember that you are the eye in the storm, then situation and circumstance will no longer have sway over what you will think or do or say. Inspiration comes from within yourself. It does not come from the storm. It comes from within you. You need to be the eye that you are to receive the inspiration and guidance that is in alignment with you. You can. You can receive clarity about what to do, what to say, where to go, how. In the stillness, you will know that voice that I know. For that voice is with you as it is with me. It is within you. It is not in the storm, but it is within you. And when you are the eye of the storm, you can hear what is within the stillness of your own being. And first, you simply have to make that distinction between your eye and the storm. And the practice of meditation is essential. It is not just a word, it's a function of awakening yourself from the deep sleep of the storm. Many of you are sleeping in the terror of your own storm. And it's not even your terror, but it is a storm that you must learn to distinguish yourself from. The mind, the emotions, the sensations. You must learn to make the distinction between you and them so that you can recognize where is the wall between you and the storm. And once you define yourself as, I am not my thoughts, I am not my emotions, I am not these distractions and disturbances, I am this place of stillness within that. And as you begin to experience and remember that you are the stillness within the storm of your life, then you can do very different things with your life. You can even use the storm to create a very different life. For there's great energy in that storm of your life that you can use. You can harness it. You can transform it. And from within your own stillness, every solution resides. Without exception, every solution resides within you without exception. It's very important to understand this. Very important. And so I was experiencing this in my meditation with Master Jesus this morning, where he came, just sit, be still. Just sit and be still. Watch it all. And it's really cool because when you get the body relaxed, and you get the mind relaxed, and you get yourself into that position where you're just observing. Just observing. You're not caught up in it. Oh, this and oh, that. You're not caught up in it. You're just observing. Oh, there is that. Oh, and there is that. But that's not who you are. So just rest in that. Watch what happens. experience yourself independent from your attachment to all those things. And when you start to do that, when you start to experience yourself as independent of the attachment to all that stuff in your mind and in the world around you, you start to awaken to yourself again. And yes, and he says also, you don't just awaken to yourself, but you open the inner path to divine inspiration and guidance and communion with those who are on that path as well. Your guides, your angels, ascended masters, other beings that are on that path are in that stillness too. They're not in the storm. But every one of them, without exception, he says, every one of us has gone through the storm to get to the center, to know that you are the eye of the storm. You are the eye of the storm. Once you get to that place where you know you're the eye of the storm, you start to know that, then thoughts, memories, emotions will no longer be able to influence you or subjugate you to the storm itself, to fear, guilt, shame, anger. Once you recognize that you are not your thoughts, you're not your emotions. And sitting in my meditation and going deeply into that is such a beautiful thing, and I encourage you to do it. And if you want to learn to do it, come and join our masterclass 101, which begins June the 14th. So it's about 4.5, 5 weeks away from now. June the 14th, Masterclass 101 is an introductory course to mediumship, connecting to your guides, your angels, and learning how to live from a very different place, how to shift and change what you put in your body, how to shift and change how you use your mind, how to gain autonomy, control, and authority over your mind and body instead of feeling like your mind and body are dragging you through the dirt. Which is how a lot of people go through life. A lot of people go through life feeling like they're being pulled through life, dragged over coals, right? You don't need to do that anymore. There's a course that's been developed just for you, and it's life-changing, and it's really simple, and it's going to make your life so much easier to govern. You'll find yourself in the eye of the storm instead of being in the storm, right? I'm very blessed, and when I get to my meditations, I connect and commune with my guides and angels all the time. And you'll learn how to meditate. You learn how to evaluate and change certain functions of your mind that have been perhaps controlling you for decades. We've had people come into our master classes who've spent years in depression and anxiety, and they're not anymore. And it's not a long, arduous, complex, and difficult process. Healing your mind and body is more effectively done by you when you start to know how to distinguish yourself from your thoughts, your memories, and emotions. And then you start to remember who you are, not who you've been told to believe you are. Our masterclass will take you on a journey that's going to open your eyes and open your heart and give you a state of well-being that you've been seeking. All of you have been seeking. Everybody's been seeking happiness. In our masterclass, we will over-deliver to you guys. You will get so much out of this course between myself and our other 4 mediums and our nutritional expert. You're going to gain some really simple experiential practices that are going to let you move yourself out of the gerbil wheel or the hamster wheel of life that so many of you have been wondering about. A lot of the fears about how do I live, how do I make money, all these things that impede you from generating the energy you need to solve those problems. You'll learn how to generate that energy to solve those problems really quickly, really easily. You'll learn how to transform and transmute emotional energy in the quickest, simplest, easiest form that I've ever been taught. When my guides and angels started showing me the very specific and simple ways of how to shift thoughts and emotions, it is so simple, it'll blow your mind. Think about it. People have been seeing psychiatrists and doctors, mental health practitioners for decades trying to deal with anxiety or depression, and then that going away in just a few weeks or being reduced significantly with just a few simple, easy to follow steps that you'll experience, and you'll be able to tell your friends and family about it, and they'll notice the difference in you, and you'll notice the difference in you. More importantly, you'll start to remember who you are. You start to see the beauty in who you are again, which is what a lot of people have forgotten. They're so distracted by the storm. Right? Don't waste any time. Go out today. Go to my website today, williammichaelforbes.com. Register for Masterclass 101 Awakening. And it literally is an awakening where I will channel my guides, angels, ascended masters, and where our other mediums will do the same and take you on a very, very simple and wonderful journey. It's not as difficult as you've been led to believe. Healing your mind and healing your emotions is really, really simple when you understand the few things you can do to ameliorate a mind that's not under your authority and control. Don't waste any time. Your life does not stop. It will keep going. Things will keep changing. The question is, do you want to be subjective to the change, or do you want to become the creator of the change? You want to make change happen in your life? Then you have to learn to make change happen in your mind and in your emotions. And I tell you, this is the simplest course you'll ever find to do it. It's a 3-week program, and you'll never find it for this price anywhere else. And after this year, you'll never find it for this price again. So take advantage of this. This is the last time we will be offering the program at the price we're currently offering it at. And it's a 3-week program, and you will be over-delivered. You will get way more than you would ever expect, ever. And we over-deliver. We have a great team of people. Don't waste any time. Your life is precious. And when you become the eye of the storm, it's fun to watch how the world works around you and how people operate when you see others and they're just in the storm, and it's not something to be afraid of anymore. Don't waste it. Don't waste a moment. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. Sign up Masterclass 101 Awakening. Don't stay asleep anymore. Don't stay lost in the vortex of craziness that so many people are struggling with right now. There are things going on this planet and in our solar system that we are interacting with. In those 3 weeks, you're going to learn so much. Like I said, I've channeled the Ascended Masters now for 6 or 7 years when this began. And I've never seen the same class twice. I've always seen incredible results for people. And hundreds and hundreds of lives have been changed. And it's been a real honor and privilege to do this. And I'd like to be able to be that for you. I'd like to be one of the agencies of change in your life. And I know your guides and angels, many of you who know you have them around. You can feel them, you can sense them, you get signs, you get symbols, but really actually communing with them and hearing them. You got non-physical senses: clairvoyance, which means clear seeing. You've got clairaudience, which means clear hearing. You got this other sense called clairsentience, which means clear feeling. And you might not know you have these, but you do have these. And then you have this other sense called claircognizance, which is clear knowing. And you have these faculties. They're not based in your 5 senses. They're not about sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. You have that too. No, these are your spiritual senses that have been suppressed or inhibited by the world because they weren't trained or developed when you were younger. Little children who see people standing around. Oh, there's grandma, there's grandpa. And some of you might even remember from your childhood. I remember I had this person that would come and speak to me at the foot of my bed at night. I have many stories like that from people. And the only reason you can't do that now, perhaps, is because those senses were never developed. You were forced to be externalized, focusing on what you can see, hear, smell, touch, taste. So those internal senses of intuition, of a gut feeling, of these things that let you know, see, hear, feel in ways that your body can't, those senses were never developed. And our conventional educational system does not loan itself to this. Whereas our masterclass hones in on those senses and teach you to develop and begin to focus those senses and use them creatively in your life. And if you're really versatile and practiced in that, your life is going to go through a profound change. It's just what starts to happen when you're not just using the 5 physical senses, but you have your spiritual senses active and enabled in your life. You'd be amazed at some of the things you can know before you know, and hear before you hear. Seeing without eyes and hearing without ears, what these non-physical senses let you do. Jesus talks about it all the time when he says you have eyes but cannot see. He's talking about not your physical eyes. He's talking about your spiritual eyes. I got a super chat here from Daniela. Hi, Daniela. Good to see you. Welcome. Question. I practice eye in the storm regarding local rain, wind, thunder, and lightning. The guides gave me an effective statement to use. Can I also achieve this in other non-localized places? Absolutely. You absolutely can, because your consciousness is not only localized to your body, but your consciousness is only localized to where you move your awareness to. Things like remote viewing, which we address in our later programs, but things like remote viewing or out of body experiences are examples where your consciousness is not localized to the physical structure and can therefore interact with different points of time and space from a non-local consciousness, right? So yes, you can. You can actually move your awareness to different points of time and space, and you can influence and affect matter, time, and space in different places. People do that all the time. There are lots of people that do that. We're doing that. Humanity's doing that right now. Humanity's affecting the earth. Humanity's affecting the sun. Humanity's affecting the other planets as our consciousness doing that. But most people aren't doing it consciously. Most people do it unconsciously. Most people don't realize when you think a bad thought about somebody, you actually affect them. Even if they're not present with you, you think something about anything, it affects it. And yes, you can, Daniela. Quite absolutely. Casey's asking, good morning. God has been guiding me through my past life as a 7-year-old boy alone in Noah's Ark. I had never processed this life before this deeply. It was devastating. Will you help me ground this? Yeah, Casey, I will. We'll see you. We'll see you in the master class this afternoon at 4 p.m. And yeah, but the simplest way, if you want to do something right now, if you want to do something really quick and simple right now, you need to feel the energy of that 7-year-old boy. Remember, it's a past event. It's kind of part of the storm now, but you can communicate to that 7-year-old child that you once were in the ark. Communicate these words to it. No matter how afraid or abandoned you feel, I will never leave you. Communicate that to it right now. No matter how afraid or how abandoned you feel, I will never leave you. You want to communicate an acceptance of that aspect, no matter how it feels, thinks, or believes, that you're willing to love it, take care of it. You won't ignore it or negate it. Thank you for that super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Hi, Amanda. Hi, William. I was dreaming of lots of birds coming to me, and I was caring for them. What was the significance of this? Thank you. You're nurturing the divine. Tell you, you're nurturing the divine wings of your soul right now. It's what these symbols represent. You're nurturing the divine wings of your soul. That you're in the process of taking flight in your spiritual realm, where you're going to begin getting new information, new ideas that can allow you to spiritually function in this world differently than you have before. That's what they're telling me. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Yeah. If a letter from if a letter from my lawyer asking the SS to reply, still waiting for a decision on the program. I sent a letter. So I'm not sure what your question is. I saw you in Astral about 20 years ago. It's so great to see you again. Well, thank you so much, Ravani. Maybe it's somewhere near Dr. Bill Curry's program. Very interesting if that was the case. Okay, there we go. Nice questions. Good morning, my friend. I have been experiencing when I sit up on my bed, my spirit slides under my bed. So you're starting to learn how to shift out of your body. Remember, we get so conditioned to believe that the body is the sole locus of our identity. And what was just said a little while ago, children are not taught that they're not their body. They're taught, this is you, Johnny and Mary. And so we get trapped into the body identity as the source of who you are. And so what's starting to happen now is you're spontaneously starting to slip out of the body. You're beginning to break that. You're creating a space of awareness where you recognize the difference between you and the body. You're seeing the difference now. Explore that and experiment. Don't be afraid of that. Explore moving your awareness around to different points of time and space. Again, this is something that we touch on in our masterclass series, where you learn how to leverage these senses that have been negated by our conventional systems of education. Conventional systems of education do not teach you that you have these other senses. They teach you you are your body, your sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. That's how you apprehend the world. And that's true. Your body is how you comprehend and apprehend the physical world and what's going on in it. But your spiritual senses allow you to comprehend information, ideas that are not local to your senses. So your awareness is not bound by time and space. Again, you'll learn all this in the master classes. But don't waste any time, guys. Like this is a really important time for you to understand that there is an awakening that is happening that must happen for you. You can't remain asleep and be happy. You just can't. You need to wake up. You need to know that you are not your body. You have a body. You need to know and remember who you are as a spiritual consciousness. And it's when you start to remember that, that's when you start to get closer to why are you here? You're not here to just get a 9-to-5 job and get a degree. And you're not just here to do stuff of the world. Those are valuable and important. But you have a purpose that you came into this world. You came into this world for a reason. And doesn't it not make sense to investigate, to go on a journey to find out what did you come into this world with, to go introspectively into yourself to find out why you came here? Because you can't. Once you can learn how to teach your mind and body to be put aside, you can start to explore who you are and why you came here. You're not going to find the answer in your mind. All you're going to find in your mind is what you've been taught from the world. That's all you're going to find in your mind. You won't find anything else in your mind than what the world has taught you. The name of your personality, how tall you are, what color your hair is. All the stuff in your mind is only from this world. And the only way you're going to know why you came here is you got to get out of your mind, where you can receive information, inspiration, ideas that you cannot get from the world that you know. Because if you could get the information you needed to create the life you wanted, you would have already had it by now. If you could get it from the world. But so many people go on to this job and that job and they get their degree and they're unhappy. And it's not because, and I'm not saying everybody's like that. A lot of people do really well. But a larger percentage of people than not are unfulfilled and unhappy, not because they want to be, but because they don't know how to acquire the information and knowledge that they need to make a fundamental change in life. And you're not going to find it in what you already know. And what you already know is what the world is giving you. So you have to learn how to get out of your mind to learn what you don't know. Because what you don't know will change your life more than what you do know. Because what you do know is just giving you more of the same stuff, different day. But what you don't know will give you something new. It'll give you something you don't know. And that's what you need to thrive and grow. You need to experience transformation and change. Well, thank you for that super chat. Who's this? Hi, Polly. William, the choking cough returned after a month of peace. Can Jesus or yourself take it away like previously? It's stopping me. It's stopping me breath. Okay, listen. What I'm going to ask you to do, Polly, right now. Thank you so much for that super chat. I'm going to just sit right now. Okay, just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And as you take a deep breath, even if the cough is there, say no matter how you feel, and you have to think these words very sincerely to the coughing. No matter how bad you feel, I love you anyway. You must be very deep and sincere in this consideration, that you put your attention to the part that is uncomfortable, and you say to it, no matter how you feel, I will love you anyway. And then be in that fashion that you are accepting, kind and considerate and respectful for that part of you which suffers. Do not attack the part that suffers. Offer it your love, and you will find the respite you're seeking. It is through love that you heal, not avoidance, attack, and fear. It is through the function of love enacted through your own free will that you heal. So turn to it when it's coughing and say as it coughs, I love you no matter how bad you feel. I will continue to love you. I will stay with you. Even when you're coughing, I will love you. Can you do that? You will find it will go very, very quickly. Because any indication of suffering is an indication that there is a call for love. Any indication of suffering is a request that there is a call for love. And if you can be that presence of love, even in the face of the body's suffering, to stay with it and stay, I love you. I know you're in discomfort. I love you. I will cherish you. I will not abandon you. I will not ignore you. I'll not try to get rid of you. I will love you. It will heal. If your love is sincere and unshakable and unbreakable, that your function of love is so profound that the body has no choice but to say, I surrender to your love. And it will, and it shall, and it is done. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. You know, we are at a very wonderful place on this planet right now. Wonderful, opportune place, this great awakening happening. Anyway, you'll learn more about this. I mean, your time is so precious. Your time is very limited and finite in this dimension. In this dimension, that body you're in right now, hearing these words, time is very limited. And so you need to really value what time you have. And I cannot tell you how important it is for you to awaken yourself to who you are. Not who you've been told you are, but who you actually are. In the confusion of your mind and your emotions and the world around you, why is things like the way they are? In all that confusion, that's not you. The you that is beyond that is the one that you need to wake up, and our masterclass will bring you there really fast. You'll come back to this integral you that you are, that is so unshakable, unbreakable, so profound and wise and compassionate and intelligent and reasonable, instead of all the stuff that you've been given by the world that just creates confusion and unnecessary distraction. So I invite you, don't waste any time. Go sign up today. Masterclass 101 Awakening, and WilliamMichaelForbes.com is the site to do that at. Question from Wilderness. The communication with your guides in your 101 Awakening course is only through angel cards? No. Angel cards, and this is what they told me long ago. They said, angel cards, there's certain practices that are in the class that you do, but angel cards are simply just a tool. They are only designed as a learning device. They are not meant to have special powers. Angel cards, crystals, do not have special powers. They are learning devices that allow you to inwardly activate and open your own capacity for clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. So the angel cards are used as a tool. They're literally a tool to teach you to look inwardly. It's an amazing thing. And again, you get to a point where those things, they can still be fun to use, but this is about awakening your inner perception. So you don't have to turn to a card or a crystal to go, just tune into my energy, and I can know, oh, yeah, I can do this. I shouldn't do this. You'll learn how to tune into your inner energy. The cards are just a device for helping you focus your attention more inwardly. I know it sounds like the reverse, but it's actually not what you think. It's actually teaching you to go within to find answers. And that'll become really evident in the masterclass when you go through the different practice sessions. Because the course consists of a 3-week period from Sunday right through till Friday. There's a live event every single day on Zoom where you will actually go through practices with our team, and you'll go through different learning, and you'll go through different experiences that will activate and awaken and open your inner knowing, your innate knowing, not what you've been told, but it gets you out of memory, it gets you out of anticipation, gets you into being. And there's a difference between being and anticipation. But yeah, I hope you come and join us, Wilderness. It'd be really wonderful to have you come participate in that. You're very welcome. Yes, Vertical, I can confirm that for sure. Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you for the badges. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Woo. Woo! Yeah, look at that. Yeah, come and join the masterclass. Like, don't waste another second of your life or tens of thousands of dollars on things that aren't going to give you, in the simplest way, what you need right now to get your mind and your body to be your servants and not your master. Don't waste another moment. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. You'll be in a very different place than you ever thought you could be, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And it's an intense program, but it's really simple. It's just that you have to participate in it to get the results. Um, yes. Hi there. Hi there. Let's see. Wonderful. I'll have to find out who they are. I'm so grateful, and I cannot emphasize enough how precious your life is and how much you don't know that you may be able to contribute to your world. If you find in yourself what has been denied you by the world, you will be freed by yourself. The world has taught you to think and feel and believe you are a certain person, you are a certain way. And that has put a damper on your own spiritual capacity to articulate a function of creation that will let you produce the life of your dreams. And don't waste time. WilliamMichaelForbes.com. Go sign up today. I'll look forward to seeing you on June the 14th. It's only about 5.5 weeks away. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. To my patrons, I'll look forward to seeing you. You'll be receiving in your email box the Patreon details for Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. Much love to each and every one of you. And thank you so much for supporting the channel, giving these likes and the subscribes and things. It really does help what's happening. It's not just for you, it's for everybody that needs to hear this as well. Take care. Bye for now.